Hello everyone, welcome back to a Christmas wreath nail tutorial. So I'm starting off with a practice tip, and you can obviously cover the nail in red acrylic or any colour acrylic you like, but to save time I am just going to apply 2 coats of gel polish because I don't have time to file it and buff it and wait for it to set. Well, I do, but I'm lazy. So I'm using Chinty's No Wipe Matte Top Coat. So I want my nail to have a matte finish on the base. So I'm making sure I cover the whole nail because I don't want any shiny spots, although I will go over it again later on. So the glitter I'm using is obviously from the wonderful Nail Sugar, Shamrock Shock, Ladybird, and these gold holographic stars. So that is the matte finished nail. So what we're going to do is pop some clear acrylic on the nail where we want our wreath to be. Now I liked to put half a wreath on a nail or part of a wreath on a nail because I could put more detail on it. If I tried to get the whole wreath on the nail, it would have been quite small really. What you could do is on 2 nails next to each other, you could have half of the wreath on one nail and then half of the wreath on the other, which I will show you later on using the 2 tips that I've made. So before, oh yes, the camera was moving. Before the, before the, what do you call it, the acrylic sets, I'm just dabbing in some of the Shamrock Shock glitter just to make the wreath green. Do you know, I adore this Shamrock Shock glitter. I'd be lost without this actually for Christmas nails. So I'm just covering the green glitter with another layer of clear acrylic, and then onto that I'm just going to dab a little bit of the Ladybird glitter, not too much because I don't want to overdo it. I'm just going to spread it lightly over the acrylic, so these little bits of glitter are going to act as like berries, I suppose. And then just to give it a bit more detail, I'm going to take some of the smaller holographic stars and pop a few around the leaf around the wreath. So I'm just putting some little wet dobs of acrylic on because the stars will stick to it more easily. There we are. So it just gives something extra to the wreath. Now you need to encapsulate the whole wreath in clear acrylic. I wanted my wreath to stand out a little bit, so I tried to make it quite thick. You can make it flat or as thick as you want. I like things to stand out and be a little bit proud, if that makes sense. Try and keep it as tidy as you can. I wasn't too worried about the acrylic coming over the side because I can always file it afterwards, but obviously you don't want to make too much of a mess. Just neaten up any sides, any edges as you go. In a minute, once it's set, you can go around the wreath with your hand file just to tidy it up, which is what I do. So I took a bit of that, the bulk of the acrylic off the edge on that bottom bit. But so that is what I'm left with at the moment. So now it's set, this is where I just go around the edges with my hand file just to try and neaten it up a bit, make it more rounded. And then I file down the sides a little bit. And then I sort of go over the top just to sort of flatten it out, but I didn't want to take off too much of the acrylic because, as I said earlier, I wanted it to be a bit proud, a bit pronounced off the nail. And then go over with your buffing block just to smooth it out a bit. So I want the wreath to be nice and shiny, so I'm going over just the wreath with my No Wipe Blue Sky top coat. So I'm trying to get the whole wreath without making too much of a mess with the top coat, if that makes sense. So you want to try and keep it literally just on the wreath. But if you do go over any bits, it's not too much of a worry, because we are going to go back over the nail again with the matte top coat. So any shiny patches that you end up getting on the nail, they will disappear in a minute when we top coat the nail with the matte top coat. So this is the part you want to be careful, try not to get the wreath. So that shiny bit there in the middle, I'm just going to go over that. There we are, and then that just sort of neatens it all up as well. You can put some detail onto the background of the nail. I just wanted to keep it plain. It's literally, look, ta-da! See, it's all nice and shiny and tidy again. So this is the other nail I've done. So imagine that both nails are the right way around. You could have them next to each other to make one complete wreath. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!